Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about how you can potentially get fleeced in the Pokemon hobby. Currently, it is extremely dangerous if you're new to the hobby and you're just getting your toes wet. You got to look out for a lot of the things out there, mainly the gurus, the people that are going to tell you or convince you. They're going to tell you what you want to hear and say things are never going to go down. But before we get into that, we got a little criminal situation here. We got Black Rose Hobbies, who set up a little bit of a sting on this guy here who's selling $4,000 in stolen cards. So you got to look out for the people. Yes, we're going to tie this in somehow. You're going to have to look out for the people that are going to steal from you at card shows, people that are going to scam you on the old Facebook marketplace, all those other platforms where the scamming likes to go down. Where there's money, there are scammers. And yes, he is wearing schnikey dikeys. And yes, he does have the man purse on. Not everyone with a man purse or with schnikes are going to steal from you and try to sell it to a game store, but in this case, that happened. Let's watch the clip.
Okay. So, unfortunately, the cards you sold us before were stolen. We have a lot of proof, and we also know that you took them from card shows. We have the people who told us everything. So these cards are also going to be stolen, and we know you know too. So, they're calling police over here. You can discuss them if you like, but we have lots of proof.
We can give the wristband. Okay. So turn around.
Cuff him.
So right now you're under arrest for possession of property.
And we're gonna read some stuff to you, but we'll get you to our vehicle first. Do you have any of the property on you still?
These are all stolen. We're just trying to sell them to us right now. Yeah, no problem. I'll put them aside.
Okay.
Hopefully they go back to their rightful owners.
Buckle down in the car. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back in.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't know how you guys figure that stuff out. Isn't it like near impossible to figure these things out? Like if I stole a raw card, how would you know?
No, people like that, I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, we're connected to everything, right? He steals this from people and stuff like that. Like, so stupid, so stupid. I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is like $4,000 worth of cards. This guy sold to us before stolen cards. That's how we found out. So I was waiting like a month,
repeat
2 months for
offender.
him to come back because I told him to trade more in because I didn't know it was stolen at the time. And then we found out. The next time he comes in, sorry, so I've been stalling him for like 30 minutes or something like that, waiting for the police to arrive.
Isn't it so hard to like?
It's
because
so
there's
hard.
so many of these cards out there.
No,
so
yeah.
how can you?
So last time he traded in a signed card, like an idiot, because he's not a magic person. He traded in a signed card. Signed card, it's so much harder. Like you know whose is whose.
Right.
You know, because the signature is gonna be the same every time there's photos of it, right? But that's why he didn't resist, didn't anything.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm gonna stop recording that.
All right, there you have it. He got caught, yes. And even if there isn't a signature on it, if there's any other identifiable features on the cards themselves, that's why it's important. Make some posts. If you get somebody stealing, make sure if you're at a card show, like the card shows that this guy stole from, looks like maybe a Toronto thief going on. Take pictures, have video, and hopefully the person can be identified. Chances are they're going to bring it to a card shop because they're dumb and they're dumb. They're dumb thieves. Now, the dangers of everything go up mentality. We got a nice little chart here. I should say thank you to Ultra for sending me that. Thank you to Triple for posting this in the Discord. I'm going to move my face out of the way for a second here. Now, if you guys are looking at this graph, you're saying, what the hell? What's that big spike in 2021? Well, that big spike in 2021 was the last time that many people got fleeced in Pokemon in terms of being new, in terms of like feeding into the hype, buying the thing that was at a record price. And when stuff goes up too fast, it tends to retrace. And I know what you're saying, Rattle, but look, you're going to be okay over here if you're over here in the boom. Now this boom might not have happened. We might not get another boom. Well, there might be another boom after this boom. Who knows? But what I do know is anyone that spent, close to $5,700. This is the base set unlimited PSA 9 Charizard that we're looking at now. Anyone that spent that, guess what? You were down under $1,000, $600, $500. So your $5,700, it divided by 10, and yes, it's back up, looking in around the old $2,700 mark. You still, even if you held on to it for this long, you're in trouble. You lost a lot of money, and that's just one purchase potentially that you might have made. Be careful. You can do what you want, make informed decisions. Do not listen to the people, your fake gurus, your twice baked jakes that are going to tell you to shop on Whatnot with all the scammers and use his code. The people that are going to tell you to buy their $300, again, Jake, going to tell you to buy $300 booster boxes. Be very careful. The modern product, in the history of everything in existence, there has never been a way too quick $300 booster box that has not been reprinted. They have not got to reprinting the booster boxes yet, but just know if you're spending $300 on one, if you're spending $400 on one of the very recent sets during the boom that we're currently experiencing, there's a good chance that that goes back down close to $100. If you're okay with that, if you want to take that risk, by all means, go ahead and do it. Just know that when someone's asking you or telling you that you should buy it, are they the one selling it to you? Be careful. Now, grading. Grading is a noob trap. It can't be described as anything but that. For new people that are in the hobby, if you were around during the pandemic when everything was backlogged, we had all the grading companies that came out of the woodwork. Everyone that had a garage and the ability to buy some plastic cases from China, they all had a grading company. Dumping money into that, spending $20 per card, giant noob trap. But even with the PSA stuff, there's this weird thing where new people just see, their immediate assumption is, if I grade things, I'm going to make money. Graded equals more money. I better grade everything. Now, not saying that this fake Facebook user here was doing it for the money. This is someone in Australia, and the middleman in Australia charges 42 Australian dollars per card. He got a 6 on his base set Pikachu. Maybe he doesn't care that he wasted a bunch of money, but he spent $45 plus the card to get back something worth 22 Australian dollars. So make a big submission, delete a bunch of money, and if your expectation is that you're going to make it more valuable, it's just not the case. You can make money with grading. You got to know what you're looking at. You got to know what you're grading. You also have to take the market conditions into consideration, because something that's $22 now, when everything's hype AF, it might not be $22. Again, and the grading costs, the time, the effort, the shipping, the chance of stuff getting stolen. You have to take that all into considerations. Oh God, the Charizard coming out. Everyone and their dog is excited about the Charizard. And again, it's not anyone's fault that they're new. Everyone's new at some point in time. But take a look at what the people are doing that have been around a long time. Not the ones that are trying to convince you to buy $300 booster boxes. Talk to the other people. Ask some people that have been around for 10 years if they're buying $300 booster boxes on release, $400 booster boxes. So they think this card is going to break records. And again, it's a beautiful card. It's Charizard. It's going to have a Charizard premium on it. But remember what happens. We've been over this before. We saw it with Journey Together. We've seen it previously. Obsidian Flames. When there's one Japanese set that makes up the English set, the chase cards are extremely easy to pull. This is a tiny set. There are very few SIRs that are going to be in the set. Therefore, when you pull an SIR, you're going to get the Charizard more often. There's going to be more in existence. It's a Charizard set, so they're probably going to lean into printing it more than the other sets around it, if there is crazy demand for it. Irvin here says 5K firm on release day. And JD says, no, 3K. If you're paying anywhere 3 to 5K on this thing, you are just in for the biggest, juiciest fleecing that anyone has ever experienced. We take a look at the Lily. Journey Together. This was the chase of the set. This was doing crazy things that Obsidian Flames Charizard couldn't even do. And that's why I think that this is still overpriced at this point in time. What was it unreleased? $236. Beautiful card. I love the trainer Pokemon combo type thing, the trainer gallery character arts, all that kind of stuff. But even here, like your 170, 160, even the 126, I think this is too expensive for this card. I think it is going to decrease in value. Will it be fine in the long term? A lot of things are fine in the long term. Like if you spend $300 on a booster box and you plan on keeping it for 10 years, like, and you don't care that you could get it later for less money, that's probably fine. Again, this is all stuff that people don't want to hear this. That's why the gurus, the people that are going to give you Pokemon advice, the sleaze bags that are going to tell you to spend money on a Pokemon notification Discord, don't listen to those people. You got to see through people. You got your robo skills and your Jake. They're lying out their ass. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you to buy their $300 booster box. They're going to tell you to sign up for Whatnot. Instead, I'm going to show you that Whatnot is full of scams. It's worse than ever. No one should be recommending that you go there. And if they do recommend you go there, my apologies, but they're getting a paycheck out of it for the wrong reasons. All right, what do we got here? Speaking of scams, this kind of popped up a lot during the pandemic. And now we're seeing it again a little bit. The online platforms with the like Pokemon card gambling, like, oh, you could win this Pokemon card if you gamble on this website. First of all, there's a baked in odds are against you sort of scenario. Second of all, the gambling ones, they typically don't even own the card. So if you decide you're going to cash out the card, not only does it take forever to receive it, it might not be in the condition advertised, or in this case, it's like such a rare and unique card that they don't even have it. Why would they have it? It's just a gambling site disguised as Pokemon lottery. So they say, Fidgetals, do you currently have this card in your possession? And it turns out they don't, because it's on the Fanatics marketplace. So one of those things that they don't even have, that they're going to sell you. They're going to advertise that it's the highest Pokemon card buyback ever. Someone won $31,500 after probably wasting a bunch of money on their platform. Even with I shouldn't have to tell you that the fractional share stuff in Pokemon is always a scam, whether it's Logan Paul's Liquid Marketplace, where it was a scam top to bottom, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the authorities that are looking into it. Not a surprise, but also even previous versions and people that try to do something similar, if they're tying in crypto, it's the crypto pump and dump, or they bake in the price. The price that you're buying in at is like a price that's never been achieved on a card whatsoever. So like you need that card to go up in value enough to hit that, and then you don't. It's funny, Liquid Marketplace, not Liquid, because you can't even choose to sell the card. You have to like vote on it, and it might be rigged on the back end. Like a certain Pikachu illustrator that was used to scam everyone, people bought into, and now Logan's walking around like he owns it. Crazy, right? So stay away from that stuff. Shouldn't have to say it. We got GameStop here with the post saying a customer in Tukwila, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Washington, traded 126 PSA slabs for $3,095 store credit. So not only is that bad value, but it's also, he's smiling. Don't smile, dude. You got fleeced. I shouldn't have to explain this to anyone. You guys know the drill in terms of what GameStop will give you for a video game that you could have just bought it 2 seconds ago. They're going to give you $10 for the $100 game that you just bought. But yeah. So someone did the math, what it works out to here. It's like $24 a slab. So like, what's grading fees? Yeah, $24 per slab. Plus the cards. So, not good value. And crazy that GameStop is going to post this. They do get absolutely bombarded in the comments about how they just rip somebody off really bad. We have the Pokemon Center. Good job, Pokemon Center. If you're not in the Discord getting the free restocks, you should be. Make sure you're paying attention to that. The Pokemon Center stuff is pretty much the best value that you can get currently for product. If you're holding on to something, I think the booster boxes that are being sold on there will be available later for less money, but still not like paying $300 or $400 for a new booster box that can potentially get reprinted and end up at $100. So they're canceling the botted orders, which they should have been doing from the very beginning. People that are trying to exploit or make their address slightly different so it's all being shipped to the same place and or just using the same address, which there are some precautions or some measures that they put in place so that that stuff doesn't happen. But good to see that people natural orders are getting placed through. Again, it's one of those things. It sucks that that it's hard to enjoy modern Pokemon or Pokemon on release without paying a giant premium on it, which is probably going to feel really bad in the future. All right, before we get into more craziness that's going on, the link tree, I'm not going to tell you to buy my $300 booster boxes. Be careful. Be careful out there. There's a lot that you can waste money on. There's also a lot. There's so many areas in Pokemon, especially in Pokemon singles, that have not skyrocketed, are not being manipulated, where you can get some good deals. We got PSA Pikachu's eBay, Secures Card Shop Card Market, Buyee. We got the old Catch 'em All Collectibles, Collector app, discount codes for the stuff that I use and recommend and where I shop. And then we got a bunch of click it before you shop for the things that you buy anyway. Again, big box price, not usually the best price. Probably won't be the best price in the future. Don't know how long it's going to take. The 1 year, are we going on a year yet of craziness? Going on a year of craziness. It's not, it might seem like a long time for anyone that's like new to the hobby. It's not. It's been almost 30 years of Pokemon cards. There are going to be highs, there are going to be lows. Proceed with caution. All right, card market. Great spot to pick up singles if you're in the European region or if you have a friend there and you want to pick up those regional variants. Get on in there. Thank you to them for sponsoring. Okay, so now we got... It's the same IR pump. We got Stilo here with a post. It was up to $110, I guess, direct from TCG Player. Crazy. Actually crazy. But it's the same IR pump that we've seen over and over again. Here's a little zone out here. If you see anything that's doing this, be very careful. It's probably manipulated and or people speculating on whatever the next thing is that comes out. Or a combination of both, and people buying because they're afraid that, hey, I can't get that mouse hold that was available for $30. I better buy it when it's $62 or $100, whatever it was showing earlier. $63, $64 with shipping. Drowsy, we saw the Drowsy. Just in case you guys want an example of a pumped IR. We had an $11 Drowsy go to $63. Wow, the price is very close to the last instance. And then we got the old dumpage on the back end here. Be careful. Be careful. Man, I hate that they have TCG Player. Clean this up. We don't want to see the Japanese cards. There's a section for it now. There's no excuse. Oh, okay. James here with the 2 Destined Rivals booster boxes, seal opened by Customs, fresh from the case, $475 Australian dollars each. So, are you trying to get like a booster box premium on booster boxes that are opened? We're in a strange time, guys. Strange time. All right, a little lighthearted one. We have Bismack who says, can we give half of the gold Zard's neck to the 151 Zard? I don't really understand it in terms of like... People are really particular about Charizard's neck for some reason, but whatever. Maybe he's just a thicker Zard, you know? Maybe he just doesn't have a neck. He's been eating good. Gem here with the man. Some of y'all just really wake up wanting to complain. So basically, we had a post where Mitch says ripping 12 booster boxes for work. Will report along the way, and people are new and they don't understand the fact that this is a practice that probably isn't happening as much these days, but that does happen at game stores where they will open product and in order to have singles on their website. That's kind of what it's referring to here. People were upset. This is commonplace. We've seen this before. We'll see this again in the future when stuff is more available and there are more, players looking to just buy the stuff. With the premium on these boxes, it's probably not a good financial decision for them to do that. But if they want players, if they want to continue having events and play type programs, they're probably going to want to have singles to offer to the players that come into the store. All right, we got Pokeduels saying new bullshit market manipulation just dropped. We got the Price Series stuff that was pumped out the ass when it came out is now dropped significantly. Some of the stuff is playable, so it's going to be more expensive. But yeah, these prices on the Radiance is insane. It's actually insane, and I'd be very surprised if these do not drop in price. Again, it's like quantity of stuff is definitely something to look at, including this one. We got a post by Pokebondo. Here's an example of why people buy cards out in multiples. It's the celebration stuff recently. God. So here is a 5-row full of what is mostly Greninjas, the Greninja promos. This was a widely available promo. You got to be very careful with this stuff. They were $1.37. And what are they up now? $20? Something like that. Crazy. Actually crazy. Same with the Pikachu. You got these like if you've ever opened celebrations, which a lot of the new people haven't, this shit came out of the packs like crazy. There are a lot of them that exist. There are a lot of people that have a lot of them on hand that probably purchased them at $1 or had them for when they opened their cards or had them when they broke down ETBs, that sort of thing. So you got to be very careful with that stuff. We're seeing a lot of like the stuff that's so printed and so available. The Mimikyu. I lost the video of it. I had somebody that was opening the Mimikyu, the Delta species Mimikyu, from the tin, and they were cutting the plastic. Like they were scared that this was like a $10,000 card that they were taking out of there. Like not even close to like anything that I could have predicted. And again, like somebody standing back, looking at this stuff, seeing how many copies of this exist and how like readily accessible, brand new promo hype and prices on this stuff, like it shouts danger. It just, I see it as danger, but I can understand that there's new people that are not going to see that. Like pumping money into that stuff. Same with the booster boxes, the $300 booster boxes for Mega Evolution. We got Don't FOMO, Mega will drop in price. So here talking about how like the Pokemon Company did not print more. Oh God. This is dangerous. Like especially if you buy a bunch of them. I think I saw today somebody was selling a sealed case of Mega Evolution for like $3,000. Oh my God, guys. And again, if it's not a lot of money to you and you know the risk that's involved, do what you want. It's your money. There is a chance. I think it's a tiny chance that these booster boxes do not get reprinted. But like the odds are worse than the scam gambling Pokemon card websites, in my opinion. Burger Chew. We got Burger Chew. Reminder with Burger Chew. We had, what was the cereal Pikachu that we had during the pandemic with the collectibles guru that was going on about how it was expensive because he got one early? And then it was all over the place. It was readily available. I don't think Japan is going to have another one of these after the absolute catastrophe that happened. But even if they don't, the amount of these cards that exist is like, it's like scary. It's not like, oh, you had to open a pack, you had to eat 25 Happy Meals before you could get one. This was in every pack. Every single order that was placed at McDonald's across Japan. And I know Japan, smaller than the US, so the people that are buying it up. Same with like when people pile into Japanese cards, English gets too expensive like we saw in the pandemic, and people all of a sudden, they all shuffle into Japanese. They're like, oh, I can get this cheaper in Japanese. There's a whole lot less product available. So you end up with the crazy, crazy price swings. So like, just crazy prices. And it feeds into the whole kind of, I don't know, market or like hype dogger shit where it feels like we're sneaker deekers. It's kind of yucky. All right, what do we got here? We got even $32 is crazy. But when we're up at like $66 for copies that are they've probably been searched through. They're probably looking for 10s. It's going to 10 very often. It's Japanese print quality. Crazy. You guys are crazy. If you just want one of these and you paid $30 for it, you gotta be careful with fakes too. We haven't touched on fakes today, but the amount of fakes have been pumped up. We've already seen fake burger chews. We've seen a lot of the modern stuff. If it's hyped up, if it's expensive, they're gonna make fakes of it. All right, that's all I got for today. Stay away from whatnot. I guess we touched on that. Stay away from the hyped stuff. The stuff with the giant graphs. And yes, there's gonna be the gurus out there. They're like, oh, are you gonna buy it now? Is it gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? Like, the giant graph, the giant spike here is probably a good sign to stay away from it. During the pandemic, I was right up until the pandemic, I was working on my older sets, my vintage sets. And I stopped. I just stopped touching it. I started focusing on stuff that was mid-era where no one was looking, and it worked out really well. It's one of those things where, like, if it spikes, it'll probably retrace. If it's modern product, it'll probably get reprinted. It's like, if you're buying here, this feels bad for many years, and it still hasn't come back. It's one of those scenarios where, like, and it doesn't mean you need to stop collecting Pokemon. It just means you need to be careful if you're holding on to the stuff. If you're not buying it here and hoping to sell it here, you can really, and it's not even necessarily if you're trying to make money. It's like, even if you have collecting goals, getting the most value for your dollar is not buying the $300 booster box or $400 booster box that just came out. It's not buying the manipulated IRs because you're afraid you'll never be able to get one ever again. It's not buying this anywhere in here. Take care.